All right, hello. I haven't done this before. I think I did it once before, actually, in the garden, but I haven't really gone live in a long time, and barely at all. So I wanted to share with you an unboxing of the Dali Tarot that I was gifted by a very good friend. So, yeah, first let's just look at the case. I mean, it's fucking beautiful. It's by Taschen, which, they make some pretty quality visual art items. So I'm thinking this is going to be pretty good. And as you may or may not know, or have even seen in some of my videos, Dali's one of my favorite artists. I know he was problematic as fuck, but he's dead, so it's okay. So, yeah, let's, just looking at the case, the cover. I mean, it's fucking beautiful. You can see it's like suede and quite lovely. And you've got Dali in the center. I'm assuming this is going to be the magician card, given the fact that he's in front of the table and he's got the tools on it. But we will find out very shortly. I have not opened this at all, so you will be experiencing this as I do at the same time. So let's do it. Why don't we? Why don't we? Let's see what we've got here. All right. So I opened it, and in here there's a book. So let's see what the book has got going for it. It's very big, and it's very, very pretty. I mean, everything about this is super, super elegant. And it's, you know what, I'm not going to look at the book because it's going to show me what the cards look like, and I want that to be a surprise. So we're going to get right into the cards, and we'll look at the book later. But just take a look at it. It's fucking classy. And you know that I am a little fancy, so it is right up my alley. Here is the box. And it is, you can barely see it because it's so shimmering. It's like shimmering gold. I also do love an unboxing, and I have not done one yet, so thank you for joining me. Yeah, it's like a gleaming gold. It's just absolutely beautiful. I can't really even get it not to glare because it shines so much, but let's open it up, shall we? All right, just look at everything in the case, still wrapped. And like I thought, that one on the front is the magician card. And Dali, I mean, if you know anything about Dali, he was definitely a magician. His art is so fully realized in, like the intellectual and the purely artistic. They are tarot cards. Yeah, but it's a Dali tarot card deck, and it's made by Taschen. So here you go. Here you have the mage, the magician, Il Mago. Yeah, they're pretty shiny, so it's gonna kind of be hard to show them to you, but I'm gonna do my best. So here you have the magician, and then, of course, the high priestess. Check that out. So she's between the pillars. She's got, the standard lunar headdress, and she's got the scroll in her hand, which on the Rider Waite Smith deck has the word tarot or Torah or tarot on it. And the pillars in this one don't have the Boaz and Yarkin like they do in the the standard tarot deck, but still very lovely. Here we go. This Empress looks a little bit more battle ready than the one in the Waite Smith. It's like a little bit less Venusian. Just looks like a little bit more like Freya, like a little bit, little goddess, like a little battle goddess, but also Venus goddess. This is a Venusian card, ordinarily, but this is lovely. Oh yeah, let's check out our Emperor here. Kind of amazing. High Priest. A little basic, but pretty good. And I enjoy that it has, it's got the number, and it's also got the Hebrew letter as well, and it's got the name in El Sumer Sacerdote. I guess that is how you say that in Spanish. I don't know. The Lovers. Oops. Los Enamorados. Really lovely. It's got the... I wonder why the gent is covered by the butterfly. I don't know. But there we go. Yeah, it's... I'm liking the imagery. The symbolism is not as standard or rich as the Smith deck, but that's okay. I think obviously it being a Dali deck, we're going more for his artistic style, which is pretty singular. The Chariot. This one's a little. That's not really. This one's not really hitting for me, to be quite honest. Doesn't really have like the motion that one wants to see from this card. Looks a little bit Klimt, actually. A little bit Gustav Klimt with the, the way these like color kind of mosaic-y situation. Justice was not blind but nude, which I guess is something. The Hermit. This one's good. I like this one. And the Wheel of Fortune. So, yeah, this one keeps some of the symbolism, but doesn't really have, the motion that I would like to see from it. And Strength. Strength is one of my favorite cards, and is one of the tarot, people who know the tarot will know that Strength is one of the cards that features a lemniscate and infinity symbol. So, obviously I'm going to like all of those. But this one does not have it. And I like the way that the Strength card usually interacts with the Lion. Hello. The Hanged Man, El Colgado, card 12. And it's got also, the astrological correspondence in the corner there. You've got Uranus. It's the planet Uranus. Yeah. I think that's Lamed, but I'm a little bit rusty on, that's the L character. This is La Muerte, card 13. Death corresponds to Mem in the Hebrew language. Sí, puedo hablar español, pero depende, ¿sí? Mi vocabulario es muy malo, pero puedo hablar, puedo entender un poco. Oh, I like the Temperance. It's Nun, and is Aquarius, card 14. I don't know if I've ever seen Roman numeral 14 written with, like, 4. I don't think it's supposed to be, but you know what? He's an artist. Let him do what he wants to do. Let him do what he wants to do. Let him live. Let him live. And El Diablo. This one I'm not really feeling it. I can absolutely send some good vibes your way. Yes, I will do that. I, as you may or may not know, do lots of rituals and things like that. So I will send some good vibes your way. I think a lot of us could use some good vibes these days, but if you are looking for it especially, I'll make sure you receive them. Now the Tower. This is a great tower. It's got a lot of it's got the Dali vibes, but it's also got a lot of the standard symbolism. And it's even got like above what looks like lightning, and that would sort of mimic the presence of the divine that appears in the tower, which you love. And this card, the astrological correspondence is Aries. And the star. The star is fantastic. This one I like as well. Corresponds to Venus. Yeah. Huh. I don't know. What do we think about the moon? I don't know. I'm not sold on it. And the moon is one of the cards that features dogs. Oh, actually, you know what? If you look closely, there they are. Right there, where my middle finger is. There they are. Yeah, so it has kept a lot of the important significances. And relates to Cancer, obviously. Cancer is the moon. Oh, well, if this is your first time seeing me, welcome. I do a lot of things. One of them is tarot. My page goes all over the place. You'll get like everything from, politics and that kind of thing, makeup, magic and tarot. I have like Grey Jedi series. I do a lot of different things. I do not believe in niches. Fuck that shit. You're gonna get what I give you, basically, is what I like to do. The sun. Here we go. You may ask me a question. Whether or not I will answer it, I cannot say, but feel free to ask. I'm not really feeling this sun card, to be quite honest. Eh. The sun is a very a bright and ebullient card, and this seems a little bit more contemplative and dour. Will you get selected for the job which you gave an interview yesterday? I hope that you do. I haven't gone through this deck yet, or I would ask the deck. But I'm going to just say, well, actually, you know what? Let me ask you. Do you think you're going to get the interview that you went for? Because I think you know the answer to that question. Yeah? A lot of questions that people ask the tarot are things that they have an answer to themselves within, right? Like you know kind of the answer that you're looking for. And the tarot is just kind of there to give you a little bit more input, It's like when you ask someone a question and you don't really want to hear their answer, you kind of just want to work through it a little bit more externally. I think that's how I think of the tarot, right? Divination is like that. It's just allowing us to discuss with ourselves and like the divine, whatever that means to you, right? More deeply. Judgment. It's interesting. Sometimes we have to deal with where our destiny takes. That is real. That's real. Judgment. No, it certainly doesn't. Everything does not happen as per our plan. There's a good saying, we plan and the gods laugh. And that's true. But also, don't disempower yourself because we are, I don't believe that the divine is external of us. I think that it's all connected, right? We're all part of the universe, the divine, whatever, experiencing itself. So we carry that divinity and that strength. So we do have the ability to like shape our future through choices. And obviously there's luck. Nobody likes to admit that luck is a big part of, it's like the biggest part of life, right? The will of the divine, of the fates, of the universe is, you make good choices so that when the universe shows up, you have a better chance. But sometimes things are just out of your control, and that's, it's a hard truth. The Judgment card, I call that the everybody out card. It's like everything is coming out, for better and for worse. It's a reckoning. It's, where something is going to come to a head. And it's not necessarily in a bad way, but it's like anything that's been hidden, it's coming out. So if you're hiding secrets, if someone else is hiding secrets, if someone's been dissembling you, or if there's a situation that you've been like hesitant to make a move on, it's all coming out when the Judgment card shows up. And is the Judgment card a yes or no card? Um, it depends. Like, it's not the sort of card that I would take as much as like a hard yes or like the three of swords. It's almost always no. Whatever your question is, the Three of Swords is probably no, right? The Ten of Swords, it's a no. It's a wrap. Hang it up. But Judgment, it depends because since it's Judgment, right? Like, it's taking an assessment of what you've done in the situation to lead up to there. So if, you know, if you've taken the right steps, the answer will be yes, right? If you haven't taken the right steps, the answer will definitively be no. Relating it to the question that you asked, again, I would say, you know, did you do prep for the interview? Are you properly qualified? Do you want it? And did you put your best face forward? If that's the case, then the Judgment card is definitively a yes. Definitively. No question about it. Because it's kind of like your Saturn return, right? Saturn shows up. And Saturn is like, people are afraid of Saturn because it's like, it's very serious. It's kind of like the big daddy planet. But it's showing up to essentially just make you give account for yourself. And people don't like giving account for themselves. I mean, myself chief among them, right? But if you've done everything you need to do, if you've been taking the right steps, you've been making good decisions, it's a yes. It's a solid yes. So, let's, oh, the world. I'm going to go ahead and say I'm not feeling this world card either. Again, the world is a very ebullient and victorious card. This doesn't really feel that victorious to me. You know what I mean? I mean, again, it's like, since it's Dali, like, I love Dali's work. But, you know, the appropriateness of it. And it obviously, it seems like someone just took a bunch of his work and put it on the cards rather than him creating a tarot deck. I would love to see a tarot deck that he created, like, specifically, you know, that, like, was intentionally designed by him. And here we have the Fool. Shin is the Hebrew letter that corresponds to it. And Scorpio is the astrological correspondence they give it, which I'm not sure I've heard before. But again, this is a card that's about, like, you know, newness and surrender, and it's the, like, the joyous and willing walking off the cliff, going off into nothing, right? Being willing to, happily. And this card doesn't really carry that vibe to me, right? I consider the Magician and the Fool, I call them like the holy binary of the tarot, right? Because since the Fool is card 0, so that's your 0, and your and the Magician is card 1, and they're basically opposites. In that one is about complete lack of control, complete openness, complete, like a foolish and happy lack of wisdom, and the Magician is about control and mastery. And the two of those together are like, basically, I think if you had only 2 cards in the deck that could comprise all of human experience, it would be those 2. And I think I would get a lot of argument with that one, but you also wouldn't ever have to just pick 2 cards. So let's not worry about that too much. So we're going to go, I'm going to go more quickly through the suits. Got your Queen of Wands. King of Wands. The Knight of Wands is probably my favorite of these wands so far. Knight of Wands, the great fuckboy of the tarot. This is not carrying that fuckboy energy that it needs to, though. But it is a lovely card. Page of Wands. Got a little dapper dandy here. Little dapper. young gent. Got an Ace of Wands. It's good. You've got the hand. You got the hand of the divine, but it's also got some other hands in there, which I've never seen before. Like a number. Usually, there's only one hand on an Ace card because that hand is essentially the hand of the divine, offering whichever of the suits is being shown. Two of Wands. It's like your planning phase. And it's got a femme character as opposed to a mask one, like the Smith deck. Three. This one is great. And it really carries the vibe of the Three of Wands. Setting your plans into motion. All right, this one's pretty good too. Four of Wands, joy and celebration. This is a lovely, lovely one. Yeah, it feels good. And Five of Wands. All right, Six of Wands, the card of triumph. Getting to ride through town, being regaled by your adoring populace. And this is your Seven of Wands. It's kind of a little anatomy. And your Eight. Yeah, pretty good. Nine. Now, nines are, the almost, it's like nearing completion. And in this case, it usually is supposed to indicate a guardedness, and sometimes a necessary guardedness. But Ace of Cups, Three of Wands, and Four of Swords. So something new in the heart realm. Three of Wands. Oh yes, so Three of Wands would be setting something new, some new plan being set into motion. Four of Swords is a time of rest. So, okay. I'm curious about the question that you asked, but that's a good reading. Yeah, it's like probably should take a break after something that you are trying to launch, something new, or there's something new about to come for which you should take a rest break. But I would need to know like the way that you didn't ask a question. Okay. It's just like a daily reading sort of deal. Yeah. I do that as well. I have like a public reading that I do. I actually post one on my Instagram story every day, like a card of the day for like everyone. Hell yeah. Yeah. Well, if those three cards are the ones you got, something new in the heart realm, and a new plan that is about to be set into motion or has just been set into motion, and a period of rest to follow, rest and contemplation to follow. Ten of Wands. Yeah, they're all really... I mean, they are obviously really pretty because it's Dali, but I'm not... I always like to go through a deck and see if it's for me or if it's for me to give to someone else because, depends on the energy it's got. Queen of Cups. And King of Cups. I love the tarot. It's like, it's really, it's deep, especially like when it's like if you know astrology, that adds an extra layer to it, and then also, the Hebrew letters that are connected to each card, and then there's paths in Kabbalah that, like, there's basically a path in Kabbalah from one Sephiroth to another that corresponds to each of the major arcana cards. There's like so much deep symbolism. I really love it as a means of, like I said earlier, like just asking questions of the divine, whatever you call it. Knight of Cups. It definitely has the knight flavor. Oh, I like this Page of Cups. That kind of innocent new love. That just bringing those cups with a youthful feel to it. Ace of Cups. All right, this card I love because you see the the faces that make up the sides of the chalice, and you have the water motif, and this one's pretty good. And it's got kind of like the Ace of Cups, but it's also got like a little bit of a Two of Cups vibe with the two faces, and the two faces together that make up the cup as like offering the divine. It's nice. This one's got real strong symbolism. Like the houses of your chart. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm curious about your big three, but you don't have to tell me here if you don't want to. Ooh, check out our Two of Cups here, and it's got the caduceus, which is that sneaky thing, and the winged lion that is also present in the Two of Cups. Probably the most joyous card of the tarot, the Three of Cups. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, you got Chiron in the 8th house. Wow. Huh. Huh. I call Chiron the superhero, supervillain planet. It is like where you have been wounded, and the choice with Chiron is either because I have been wounded in this way, I will make sure that no one else is ever wounded in this way, or I'm gonna make sure everybody else gets a taste of this wounding. So, with an 8th house Chiron, it's good. That's gonna be deep. That's some deep stuff. Some real deep stuff. I mean, obviously, it depends on how like what sign rules the house and what the connections to Chiron to the other luminaries are. But yeah, I mean, 8th house is all heavy shit. You know what I mean? It's like it's all heavy shit. I have an 8th house Pluto, and Pluto's like the house that rules. Pluto's the planet that rules the 8th house. This 4 is nice. The hand's offering, but just not interested. That feeling of malaise, dissatisfaction, and daydreaming, and not really just being lost in the emotional world, and not seeing really what's in front of you. Five of Cups, got a little bit of a loss, but this card is. It's lost, but it's also a reminder to remember what remains. Because it's not all lost. Not all the cups are turned over. 6 of Cups, innocence and giving. Something from the childhood coming back. 7 of Cups, this one's good. Too many fucking choices. The point, this is like, what do we call it? An embarrassment of riches sometimes, which leads to making bad choices. Too many drugs, too much sex, too much of anything. And sometimes too many choices leads us to making bad choices or not making a choice at all, which is always a mistake. 8 of Cups. Leaving behind something that needed to be left behind, but doesn't mean it's not painful. The Nine of Cups. Satiety and the approaching completion, having almost everything that one needs. But like, you got to take care with this card not to overindulge or become too egotistical. And again, these like, I love the gestural faces on the side there. 10 of Cups. Complete happiness, emotional satiety. Good stuff. All right. Ooh, now we're at the swords. Swords are the, of course, difficult and challenging area of the tarot. Okay, your King of Swords. I love is that so much of this art I've never seen before. And this one has one of my favorite things that Dali does, which is like where he echoes the main figure somewhere else. Now, I'm sure you've seen in some of my TikToks, if you've seen my TikToks, the Metamorphosis of Narcissus I have on my wall, and it does this, where it's like, the Narcissus figure going into the water is echoed by the Narcissus flower coming out of the water, like in the mythology. But, I mean, this is obviously a less full one, but that same sort of idea. Knight of Swords. Oops. We're getting there. We're getting there. Cruising right through this. Page of Swords. Yeah. Looks like he's got a message for someone. Probably bad news. It's a sword. The Ace of Swords. This is like really, I'm gonna really have to go through these in depth because I'm sure there is a lot of symbolism I'm not getting in this cursory and quick overview, but it's cool. We're just going through it, going through here. This one keeps a lot of the original symbolism of the Two of Swords. Sword in each hand and blindfolded. There's a decision point. Two decisions. Usually deciding between two or more things. A decision that needs to be made, which you may not be making easily. Hello. Three of Swords. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow, this one's lovely. And this is Three of Swords, a very, very challenging card. It's one of those cards where it's hard to, sometimes you want to like blunt the hard information you have to share with someone. And when the Three of Swords shows up, it's like, I hate to break it to you, but whatever your question is, the answer is no. It's like no, and it's probably going to hurt too. It's back in my lap. Cheers. This is water in case TikTok's watching. Four of Swords. It's supposed to be a card of rest, but this person looks like, actually judging by the look on their face, they could be sleeping, but they also could have extinguished themselves. I'm not sure. Hard to tell. Five of Swords. Dissembling. You or someone else. Yeah. Making off with the goods. Six of Swords. Some kind of journey. Painful one sometimes. Sometimes you're helping someone else take that journey. Sometimes it's you being ferried across the river. Seven of Swords it's got a playful vibe. The Seven of Swords has, it's playful in like a kind of a Loki way, you know what I mean? Like, not low-key, but like Loki the god. Playful, like, in a way that you don't necessarily enjoy. Like, fucking with you more than being playful. Eight of Swords. And your Nine of Swords. Either the drama queen or genuinely being kept up nights by worries and fears. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is the Ten of Swords. And it looks to me, like just on a cursory look, looks like Julius Caesar getting done up by the buddies, which is appropriate. Highly, highly appropriate for the Ten of Swords. All right, now we are on the last suit. And they use coins rather than pentacles, but same. Here's our queen. And here's our king of coins. Counting out them stacks. Ah, that is Dali. Dali himself. Looking quite contented. I see this Knight of Coins. Now, doesn't this feel more like the Knight of Wands to you? Like, there's not even any coins in this Knight of Coins. I don't know about this. I feel like they could maybe switch this one with the one they put in the Knight of Wands. Because this definitely has more Knight of Wands vibes. It's got them, you know, like ultra fuckboy, like, I don't know where I'm going, but like, we're going to go there quickly kind of vibes. Is what it is. Page of Coins. I like this. It feels strongly vulvar to me. There's like kind of a vaginal vibe to it. And the Two of Coins, which lacks, I would like to see a little bit more of the original symbolism in this one as well. Because it's also one of the cards that has an infinity symbol or the gesture of an infinity symbol in it, and that is lacking here. Three of Coins, which is supposed to be or feel more collaborative than this one does. That's cool. Cuatro de monedas aquí. A ver, con el 5. Yeah. Yeah, this one also, it's kind of missing a little bit of the feeling of, you know, a fear of loss, or a fear of lack, actually, more than fear of loss, is more the Five of Coins. This one's perfect. Beautiful. Beautiful. Charity and giving. And I really like this this sort of gestural figure up here. So I'm not doing readings this time because I'm just unboxing this deck, but I'm definitely going to do this again, and I'm going to be reading with the decks that I read with. I'm just kind of getting to know this one, so I wouldn't really feel comfortable giving a reading with this deck until I've done it, until I've done one with it already privately. But absolutely, in the future. There we go. You can see it better like that. Yeah. 7's pretty good. The 8. This doesn't really have that sort of feeling of work that we really like to see, but it is, I mean, just look at this. You know, they're really, really well made, and they're quite fetching. Classy, if not classic. And here's our 9. And the ultimate, the 10. And the 10 of coins is another one of my favorite cards. And this one does lack some of the symbolism that one would like to see. In the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, the coins are arrayed in the shape of the Sephiroth of the Kabbalah, which is to indicate, like, you know, completion and mastery, and you know, there's also like agedness and the wisdom that comes from it, which I'm not really feeling from this, to be quite honest with you. But anyway, that is the deck, and overall, I'm gonna say it is really, really lovely at very least. And I mean, the card probably that matches the original, the Rider-Waite-Smith best is this one, which is fitting because it's, you know, Dali. If there is anyone else that feels like the magician card, it is Salvador Dali. So I will say, for aesthetic in general, for you know, how well crafted it is, how pretty it looks, like a solid, strong 8.5 headed towards a 9. For how much it is true to the significances of the cards, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to give that like I'm gonna say a 5, a low 5. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't know what kind of... I feel like I have, I think, 6 or 7 different tarot decks. And they all have different, like, personalities. And I will use different ones for different things. So we'll see what this one does. And it might not be for me. It might be that I'm supposed to give it to someone else. But I do love that it has, you know, all this information on each of the cards. Let me show you this. Yeah. It's very well appointed, very well made, and I would have loved to be one of the people who got to just look through all this random Dali art and make this deck. So, that is going to do it for us today. Thank you for joining me for this this unboxing of the Dali Tarot by Tashin. Again, this is a gift. I don't do ads or anything like that. So if there's anything I'm talking about, it's just because I received it or because I like it, not because someone's paying me to do it, because I am not a capitalist and I don't do that shit. So thank you for joining this live. I didn't tell anyone or announce it, so I appreciate you stopping by. And I'll see you soon. Much love.